This is how you increase perceived value of essentially anything. And this is from Alex Hormozi's book. Actually, I'll bring it up right here. $100 million offers. You would think that I'm like sponsored by bro or something. I literally have his book like on deck. I'm always strapped with Alex Hormozi's book. But that principle and a lot of these other principles are in his book, $100 million offers. And he also has another book here called $100 million leads as well, which we're also getting thoughts, ideas, and frameworks from too. Now, I know you're taking notes right now, or at least you should be, so make sure that you don't forget this. Alex Hormozi shows you exactly how to create value for your target customer. Because the truth is, people don't buy based on your effort. They hand their cash to you based on the value they feel in the moment. And the value isn't a mystery, it's simple math. So the dream outcome, like we talked about, their dream, what they want long-term, times perceived likelihood of achievement. So risk reversal. What we already talked about, right? We're using all the things we chatted about. We talked about like addition, we talked about subtraction, and now we're about to learn multiplication and division. So pay attention in class. This is a clear hierarchy of information, and the more information you know, the more it can actually build off of itself. So here's what that looks like. Dream outcome times perceived likelihood of achievement divided by time delay and the effort and sacrifice equals value. So I have a workout plan, the dream outcome. The workout plan is that you will lose 20 pounds of fat. It's like Jenny Craig, Jenny 20. Perceived likelihood of achievement, well, it has a guarantee. So if it doesn't work, you get your money back. And you're actually going to be able to keep it off, because if you gain that big weight back, you also get your money back. So that's like, okay, now I'm really going to make it work. Time delay, 90 days. Effort and sacrifice, all you have to do is you eat food from this cookbook and you're done, filled with delicious recipes as well. So that's kind of an overarching way that you can do that. Again, we're going to apply these principles to more actual pieces of copy as we move along. So if you want your offer to feel more valuable, do this. Crank the top half and shrink the bottom of this equation. Make the outcome vivid and let them see it. Increase belief, show proof, build trust. Speed up the results and remove friction, pain, and confusion. So make the outcome vivid. So I made the problem vivid in my Justin example with the overweight guy, but I could also make the outcome vivid by saying things like, I actually used in my other example of being that guy who likes to take their shirt off, but someone who makes better food choices, and instead of recharging by stuffing their face, he actually decided to recharge by getting better, by getting results. And this one simple shift not only changed his life when it came to fitness, but it changed his life in everything. He was making more money. He had a better relationship with his wife and kids. And he was overall just winning in life. And his happiness, fulfillment, and his overall intellect all just skyrocketed. So again, another way you can be hyper specific about not only the problem, not only the fear, every part of the fear to dreams spectrum, you can be hyper specific about, and you should be hyper specific about in your marketing. The more you shift those variables in your favor, the more your offer becomes a no-brainer. And that's not because it's cheap, but because it feels like a shortcut to something that they already want. The power of the no-brainer offer. I actually mistakenly thought that I had already shown you a couple slides from here. So if something I said earlier didn't really make a little bit of sense, then this next little bit is what's going to fill in the blanks for you. I mean, we have so many damn slides, and I've made so many of these. It's kind of hard to keep track of them because there's like 1,000+ slides up in here, but it's okay. I'm only human. The power of a no-brainer offer. The common offers that you see advertised are designed to make people think, but a no-brainer offer makes people move and take action as soon as possible. Because in the mind of your prospect, thought is friction, and friction kills conversions. When your offer is this good, the decision bypasses your logic. It triggers instinct. It sells without explaining. It closes without pressure. The secret is this: simplify the decision. Make it too good to pass up, too clear question, too immediate to delay. If they hesitate, your offer is not good enough. It's not burning them enough. So you need to turn up the heat. So here's an example. This is one of a high price point. And it says this: for coaches, consultants, agencies, and service providers looking to build a personal brand while spending only 1 hour per week creating content. Learn how we can install a podcast growth system that grows your audience, expands your personal brand, and brings in warm, high quality leads with 1 hour per week. So it is simple, 1 hour per week. So that's less effort. And then there's nothing really here about time delay or when you're going to be able to see results, but it's implied that it's going to be soon. A very high and specific dream/outcome, which is you get to grow your audience and expand your personal brand, bring in warm, high quality leads. And as for a risk reduction a risk reversal, that's not really here either. But a lot of offers, a risk reversal wouldn't really make that much sense for, because in this one, for example, if someone doesn't do the work, like they don't record the 1 hour per week, but they still want a guarantee, then it gets tough for businesses to give people all of the help that they want, then the people not take the help, and then with that, they still have the guarantee, so they cash in on a guarantee even though they didn't do any of the work. So, in a business standpoint, having a guarantee obviously has its risks. So, example, the program might be $16,000 for 4 months, right? That's a very, very common price point. Your product might be $6,000. Right? And say you have a $6,000 product. You net one sale of each every 2 weeks. So if you sell one time every 2 weeks due to this strategy, at the end of the 4 months, that's going to be $48,000 in total. So as you can see here, the ROI makes a lot of sense. So that's what's going through a business owner's head when they read this headline, which is just a piece of marketing. And then there's a 20-minute VSL underneath it. Again, all of this is written by copywriters. He paid somebody to make all of this for him, the script and the headline. So with all that in mind, that is what a no-brainer offer looks like. Could it be a little bit better? Yes. But at the same time, making a really, really crazy good offer is also difficult to fulfill on. So the better the offer, the more difficult the fulfillment. So that's where you have to, sometimes tone it down a little bit. Because you could just say, I'm going to make sure you get $1 million within the next 30 days. Otherwise, I'll refund you. And that might sound good on paper, but actually making that happen is going to be difficult. So you need to find a balance. So this is what I was referring to earlier, which is the paid community that I run, which is a low price point. So I'll take you through some of the bullet points here. Most offers at this price range will provide you with two things: video course content and some templates. That's basically it. I'm obviously a believer, as you're watching right now, that the video content and courses should be online for free. So in here, what do we even charge for? Well, this offer provides you with over 100 hours of course content. So there's way, 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 way more content. And because it's paid, it's even higher quality. Dozens of templates on basically everything that you could ever need, tons of tools, daily live mentorship from coaches who usually charge $500 to $1,000 per hour. This one's huge too, because again, it shows you the exact contrast. You can go get a mentor that you pay hourly, which will be $500 to $1,000 an hour. Or because I've been able to pool the funds from all of the members, there's over 400 members in here. Because I've been able to pool all of those funds, I'm able to myself pay these coaches that are really, really expensive to come in and do coaching calls with multiple people at a time. So then that way, everybody gets their copy reviewed, everybody gets their questions answered, and it's every single day as well. So you could just actively participate on every single call, every single day with multiple coaches. An active community of like-minded people, guest speakers from successful coaches, and then also has sold hundreds of times for $499 plus $99 a month. And now the extra $400 fee to join is gone. So when people see this offer, again, I don't even have to market it. They just understand the offer exists and they're like, all right, say less. All for literally the equivalent of $3 per day. And this is an example of a no-brainer offer because the value far outweighs the investment. So take these two examples in mind where it's like, you read it and you're like, honestly, bro, how could I not? How could I not? It sounds good to be too good to be true. So we've talked about the marketing principles. Now it's time to get into the actual copywriting masterclass. What keys to press on the keyboard, what exactly to say, and when to say it. Yo, what is up, everybody? It's the man himself, Tyson 4D, coming back with yet another series in the 16-hour free course. And we're just getting started in the copywriting masterclass. So without any further ado, let's hop right into it. What even is copywriting in the first place? You've heard me mention it multiple times. So what is the actual Webster Dictionary sort of definition so that you can understand exactly what copywriting is and what a copywriter is and does and everything else. Copywriting is a lot more than just writing that sells. It's more like the art of making people feel something specific and then helping them to take action. At its core, it's psychology on paper. You're not just choosing the right words to create a result. Think of it like you're choosing the triggers: desire, doubt, status, urgency, safety, belonging. Copy is persuasion in printed form. It's what turns a maybe into a yes, a click into a customer, a product into someone's solution. But what does the path of a copywriter actually look like? Well, everyone starts in the same place, guessing what might work, throwing words at the wall, downloading every template under the sun, trying to mimic marketing leading brands. But over time, that changes because you stop guessing and you start seeing. You begin to recognize patterns, and eventually you know what makes people open, click, and buy. It's like you stop writing for the brand and you start writing for the brain. You'll progress from writer to communicator to quiet puppet master, pulling invisible strings behind every single sale. If curiosity is a drug, your words are the needle. Curiosity is